What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and today we are starting a brand new Pokemon Showdown session. This time around we're going to be doing UU, as opposed to the RU session that we just did recently with Yanmega and Shiftry and all that good stuff. So looking to change things up a little bit and go a little bit higher as far as the tiers are concerned, and then I'll probably do an NU session after this, or PU maybe. I don't know, one of those two. I don't know if I'll ever go into OU. I mean, I'm sure I will, but I'm just a little bit reluctant to do it because I don't like the meta right now. So anyway, let's take a look at the team that we got going on here. We got Butch, the Scrafty, Assault Vest, Intimidate, Drain Punch, Knockoff, Ice Punch, Poison Jab, Adamant Nature because you don't need the extra speed. Your base 58, that's pretty slow, especially in UU, so there's no reason to go for the Jolly there. And then just max investment in HP and attack, pretty darn standard. As far as this kind of set is concerned. Now, a lot of people really like the Dragon Dancing Lumberry sets. I actually think that the Assault Vest Intimidate set on Scrafty is much better this generation. Even though I use the Dragon Dance set more often, I think this one actually works better. So, we shall see how it does in this particular session. Now, we've got Phoebe. The Milotic, you guys have seen me use this on Wi-Fi quite a few times. I don't think I have that one nicknamed. I should nickname it, but I don't. I'm talking about my Wi-Fi Milotic, but it's pretty much the exact same sets here. We have Skull, Dragon Tail, Recover, Toxic, and it's just a pretty standard investment as far as especially defensive. Calm Nature, because, you know, minus attack really doesn't do that much. You're not using a Dragon Tail for power at all. You're just using it as a phasing move, kind of similar to how you would use Roar. So it does minor damage, and it does even less damage because you have a minus attack nature, but you don't really want to lower your speed. You also don't need the 4 EVs in speed because 81 as a speed tier is kind of an awkward setup. You're already outspeeding uninvested base 80s, so there's really no reason to throw extra EVs down there unless you want to outspeed other Milotic. And Milotic really isn't that common in UU, surprisingly. I mean, I think it's amazing, but it just isn't common, so I don't feel the need to do that, so I just threw the extra 4 EVs in defense, because why not? We also have the ability Marvel Scale. I mean, I guess you could go for Cute Charm. I mean, Cute Charm, no, never mind. You should not go for Cute Charm, because that's basically the same thing as Attract, and that is ridiculous. Competitive is a good boost for Milotic if you're using an offensive set, but Marvel Scale I feel like it's just better, because it raises your defense by 1.5 times anytime that you have any kind of status condition, so you can absorb T-Waves or burns or whatever it may be. Lefties is a standard item for a wall, so that is that. Moving on to George, and I'm sure a lot of you Americans get that reference. Anyway, we have our Choice Scarfer here with the ability Defiant, so kind of screws over Intimidate users, which are fairly common because you've got Scrafty and Arcanine are the big ones. Then we have Brave Bird, Superpower, Return, and a U-Turn, also very similar to the set that I use in my Wi-Fi battles as well. I believe I use Thrash over Return, even though you get locked into the move, just because, well, it is a little bit more powerful than Return, but you get locked into it, and that's the only reason I don't really like it so much, so I figured Return might be better here, so that way we can switch out if need be. And as far as our investment is concerned, just 252 in attack, 252 in speed, 4 in special defense. It doesn't really matter where you throw that extra 4 on this set at all. Adamant Nature, because you're a Choice Scarf user, you're already going to be very fast. There's no reason to run a positive speed nature unless you're using it specifically to outspeed other base 80 Choice Scarf users. So I'm not doing that, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. We have Chestnut. The Chestnut here, Bulletproof, is really the only ability you want to be using on Chestnut because it makes you immune to things like Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, those kinds of things. And we have Lefties, Physically Defensive, max investment in HP and physical defense, so we can take all of the physical hits and then 4 just in attack. I mean, it doesn't matter where we throw those 4 EVs either. Sometimes the extra EVs do matter, but in a lot of these sets, it really doesn't so much. So as for our moves, we have Leech Seed, Spiky Shield, Seed Bomb, and Spikes. I know I could throw Hammer Arm on there for some extra coverage because mono grass attacking is really not the best. But we have Scrafty, so there's no reason to add Hammer Arm on there. I'd much rather have the Spikes, which are going to help out our sweeper, which is Mothra, the Volcarona. And if you look at the rest of this team, it's not really standard, and it's really not like top tier UU stuff. So we had to bring at least one thing that could pack a punch. So this is our only Pokemon that can set up anything, and I actually have not used Volcarona at all this generation. Believe it or not even once. We have Red Card, which is an interesting choice, but a lot of times it will allow you another free turn of either set up with Quiver Dance, or you can get a free attack off on something as they switch around their team, or it can put them in a position where they have to sacrifice something. Which can really help your momentum, and sometimes it even wins games. I've actually tested this quite a bit, and it works out pretty darn well. But we'll see what happens once I actually start recording, because as I mentioned, I haven't used Volcarona in recording this gen at all. So we have Quiver Dance, Fiery Dance, which has a healthy chance of raising your special attack, and then Bug Buzz and Giga Drain, because otherwise Swampert is a little bit of an issue. And you outspeed it, you can one-shot it. It's just a good time. Just a good time. Unfortunately, we are walled by things like Arcanine, just pure fire types. We can't really touch them. All of the moves that we have, all of our coverage moves are resisted by fire types. So we would have to switch out if that was the case, or just, you know, try to deal as much damage as possible. As far as our investment is concerned, modest, because we're going to be boosting with Quiver Dance, so there's no reason to run Timid unless I want to outspeed things first time around, and I really don't feel like that's that important. But I do have max investment in speed and special attack, 4 in HP. Like I said, with the previous Pokemon, it doesn't really matter usually. So that's that. Then we have Wasp, the Flygon, with Roost, EQ, Defog, and U-Turn. This is kind of a pivot set. Basically what it does is it comes in, it can take some physical hits, and apparently why does it keep removing the EVs? Like every time I open this page, it doesn't have EVs, so we're gonna do that right now. And 248. There we go. So 248 HP, 252 defense with an impish nature. That's what the little plus means, minus special attack, obviously. And then 8 in speed to outspeed other minimally invested base 100 Pokemon. It's not going to outspeed a lot of things, but sometimes it does make a difference. Now, as I was saying, the main purpose of this set is to come in, it can take a few physical hits, and then it can get off a Defog to get rid of pesky things like Spikes or Stealth Rock on our side of the field, or Sticky Web even, because Galvantula is a thing. So yeah, and then we can Roost up and we can U-turn out and get some momentum. We can also absorb ground and electric type moves, so that's always a plus. Not a whole lot else I wanted to say about this team, so we should probably get into a battle. And while we're doing that, I should probably remind you guys, I haven't given you a friendly reminder to like this video. If you haven't done so already, if you'd like to show some support, that's all you got to do. All it takes is just one thumbs up. Every little bit does help. And also, of course, I always encourage you guys to leave a comment. Oh, what am I doing? I'm searching for a battle with the wrong team. That was the previous session team. I'm not paying attention. There we go. Well, I'm kind of thankful we restarted. Okay, all right. All right, let's try this again. Well, that just did not work out well. But anyway, what I was saying was that, yeah, every little bit helps. I always encourage you guys to leave comments because I like interacting with you. I like hearing what you have to say because my way of looking at things and saying things is not the only way. I like getting other perspectives, seeing what you guys think, seeing what you guys like and what you don't like and that kind of thing. And can we find a battle? Why are we restarting the server 100,000 times? Showdown. What are you doing to me? What are you doing, and why does it want me to use my RU team so badly? I mean, that was a fun session, don't get me wrong, but alright, here we go. Now, this doesn't look like an RU or a UU team at all, but I like it. I like it a lot. Torterra, Snorlax, Steelix, Flareon, Behemoth, and Swellow. In fact, just about all of these Pokemon, with the exception of Snorlax, I think are NU. Is Snorlax UU? I don't even know. I really don't even know what tier Snorlax is because I don't use it ever. And I don't see it a lot either. So let's come up with a lead here. I'm going to say... He just set up the timer because I'm taking a long time. Let's actually go in with Phoebe here. Oh, the Torterra is going to start things off, so he's probably going to switch out. And I really don't see any reason to just not go for a Scald at this point. Unless he wants to pull a Wood Hammer and he's offensive. See, let's take a look at the rest of the team. We've got Behemoth, which is probably either specially defensive or Well, no, the Snorlax can be especially defensive too. There's a lot of things going on here. See, Torterra can run Rock Polish, and it can also run like a tankish set with Stealth Rock and those kinds of things. And because he led off with it, I'm thinking that it's a Stealth Rocking set. I really have no reason to just not go for Scald, so that's what I'm going to do. He's going to stay in. No burn. He does set up the rocks, so that is a thing. Now we know that this is not an offensive set. Or it's more likely that this is not an offensive set. I'm going to go for Scald again. He's going to stay in again. Maybe go for the Woodhammer. Yep, and he gets a crit. Really? Phoebe goes down. That is really unfortunate. So it's Scalded twice, no burn, Woodhammer crit, dead Phoebe. If he's offensively invested, I'm guessing that didn't matter. But I'm thinking that he's more of a tankish set and he has defensive investment as opposed to attack investment. So I do think that mattered. Now we can go in with pretty much anything that we want at this point. I kind of want to go in with Wasp and just defog immediately because he can't do anything but Woodhammer and we can roost off that damage. So that's what we're going to do because I'm not really afraid of this thing. He can't hit me with ground type stab. He would have to go for a Woodhammer because his only other coverage move that's, I guess, viable on this thing would be Stone Edge. He's not going to go for that either. So a defog it is. He's probably going to switch out if I had to guess, unless he's just going to sacrifice this thing, which I don't think would be a good play. Because you can very easily save this for fodder later on. I know Flygon typically runs a more offensive set, be it special or physical or choice or whatever it may be. But defog, I don't know, I feel like that's increasing a little bit. I feel like that's increasing in popularity. The Snorlax is going to come out, which was not a bad play at all. Now, I don't know if this thing's going to want to try to curse up on me or what, and I'm really upset that Phoebe went down because that was my phaser. So if he wants to set up things, I can't do a whole lot about it. I also don't have attack investment, so we probably want to get the heck out of here. And actually, our best play might be to just go into Chestnut and Leech Seed and then try to get up a layer of spikes. So yeah, let's U-turn out. That does 17%. That is interesting. Actually, we might be able to go into Scrafty here. That has potential, but no, we're going to go into the Chestnut first. And we're going to Leech Seed. Oh, Ice Punch. Good prediction. Good prediction. Well, no, never mind. I had a Flygon in there, so that really wasn't a prediction. It was a safe play. I've got 3 Pokemon on my team that are weak to Ice, unfortunately. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I have a bad Ice weakness. Half my team is weak to Ice, so that was a safe play. Still a good play. Not a prediction, per se, but a good play on my opponent's part, definitely. I'm going to go for the Leech Seed here as my opponent stays in, goes for another Ice Punch. And yeah, we're going to get some nice recovery. We can definitely live another one unless we get really royally screwed over with the min-max, because that did 41%. I'm going to set up a Spiky Shield here. Oh, Flareon comes in. Good play. Good play indeed. Spikes was probably my better thing to go for there. Now, we see the Toxic Orb on this Flareon, so it's definitely a Guts attacker. And unfortunately, that may mean that I have to sacrifice something. Very, very possible. I'm going to go for a Spiky Shield here to see what he goes for. I'm guessing either Flame Charge or Flare Blitz, one of the two. If he goes for Flame Charge, that is very, very scary. Very, very scary indeed. But he's seen the Spiky Shields. Oh, he is going to stay in. And he goes for the Flare Blitz. He's going to take some recoil and some damage as far as the Toxic is concerned. I don't know that we're going to live another one, so we kind of have to switch here. As much as I don't want to, I feel like we kind of have to go into our Flygon here. Because I think even if he's max speed, that we actually might outspeed him. Because what is Flareon's space speed? 60? It's bad. We're going to go into Flygon. And there's the Facade. Very good play on my opponent's part. Because that, I mean, the switch was pretty darn obvious there. Now, that puts me in kind of a poop position because I can go, he's got 2 Guts attackers actually, now that I am paying attention. We definitely outspeed with Braviary because we just do. So we can come in and, Brave Bird, I guess, but that Steelix can very easily come in. I mean, to be fair, Superpower should KO Steel, or not KO, it should do a butt ton of damage to Steelix, so we're going to come in and go for a Superpower, because I'm pretty sure it's going to take out this Flareon anyway. So that is the play to go for. I'm guessing he's going to... Oh, no, he's going to stay in and just let the Flareon go down there. All right. Well, I was not really expecting that because Flareon still had a lot of HP remaining. Now we have to switch, though, because the Snorlax comes in. And the Ice Punch is probably coming. So I'm going to switch into my Scrafty this time to get the Intimidate. Yeah, there's the Ice Punch. That doesn't do much at all. And now we can go for a safe Drain Punch because Steelix doesn't want to come in on that. And what else doesn't want to come in on that? Oh, the Behemoth could come in here. In fact, I think what his best play is actually to fodder off the Torterra at this point. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go for a knockoff because the only other thing that might want to come in is that Behemoth, and I don't want to give it a free switch, so we're going for the knockoff. Because it's still going to hurt this Snorlax, regardless of whether he wants to stay in or not. Why is the timer still saying that I haven't made my move? Because I clearly made my move. Showdown is just having issues today. He is going to switch out into the Swellow, and he's going to get his Toxic Orb knocked off, his Flame Orb, rather. I actually think that the Drain Punch may have... No, never mind. Never mind. Knockoff is more powerful. At this point... we have to take a hit, which is unfortunate. I don't know if George can. Chestnut is not going to. Butch obviously is not going to take a Brave Bird. Because Brave Bird's what's coming. I kind of wish I had Rocky Helmet on this thing. But let's see, what do you have left? I don't really need a Choice Scarf user with Swellow gone. So George is looking like the least valuable thing on my team right now. So George is coming out. And we see the Brave Bird. Oh, he gets another crit, and that's still, even with the crit, not enough to take George out because apparently George is the epitome of bulk. That is crazy that he took that. Steelix coming out now, and I see no reason to just not go for Superpower. He may try to set up rocks here because I have a Volcarona and I can't get rid of rocks. So actually switching in Volcarona has a lot of potential, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to go for the Superpower. That does 45%, and we see the Rocky Helmet. Goes for the Fire Fang. I do not agree with that play at all. I really don't agree with that play. Why are you carrying Fire Fang on a Steelix? I mean, not that it's a bad, like, terrible thing to carry fire coverage, but I'm not sure why you went for it there, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, we can very easily go into Chestnut here, even though he has the Fire Fang, because that's really not going to be doing that much damage, and we can set up a Leech Seed, I mean, unless he wants to bring in the, whatchamacallit, the Torterra, but I'm actually going to go into Mothra here. And we can go for a Fiery Dance. I outspeed everything on his team at this point. So, yeah, really the only speedy thing he had on his team was that Swellow. His team is very, very slow, and I'm just realizing that now. We're going to go for the Fiery Dance. That should take out the Steelix. It should also take out the Torterra, and it's going to do a decent amount where I think a Bug Buzz would be able to take out the Behemoth. I'm wondering if this team is, like, some kind of a Trick Room-ish team, because it looks Trick Room-ish to me. Like, maybe the Behemoth has it and he just hasn't had the opportunity to set it up yet. I'm not really sure. But my opponent is in a little bit of a pickle here. He's going to switch out the Torterra to fodder it off at this point. And we get the special attack raise, which is unfortunate for my opponents. But I really feel like that was a good play. He didn't have much else to do. That Torterra wasn't going to do a whole lot because it just didn't have any HP left. What was it, like 18% or something like that? He's going to go into the Snorlax now. Snorlax. I'm hoping you don't have any kind of rock-type move. So I kind of want to just go for... I mean, we're not going to one-shot you because you're a Snorlax, so let's just go for another Fiery Dance, and that does 19%. We get the attack raise, and our red card is going to activate. Out comes the Steelix, and now we are safe to go for a Giga Drain, I think. Actually, no. Why would we go for that? We should just continue to go for the Fiery Dances. Yep, Steelix is down, so red card paying off for us there because we were not going to kill that Snorlax. We did not get the attack raise, So the Snorlax can come back in, yeah, and kind of poop on us here with another EQ. But we have a Butch here, which can take on that Behemoth fairly well. So let's go over the Bug Buzz. And that, oh, we get a crit! We get a crit! That is so unfortunate for my opponent. Because that's the game right there. Wow! Mothra coming through for us. I'm sorry about that crit if my opponent, if you're watching this video, for whatever reason, if you stumble upon this, I'm sorry about that. I should probably put that in the chat as well, because that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Of course, my opponent got quite a few crits earlier on in the match too, but still, let's give him a GG as well. I don't know why nothing that I'm putting in the chat is actually showing up, because, oh, there it is. That was like some incredible lag. After all that time, it was only an 18-turn battle, so really not that long of a battle at all. I guess we were just taking a long time in between our moves. I don't really know, but anyway, that's a great way to start off the session. Pretty good battle, and we're starting off with a victory. So remember, each session is going to be running for 5 parts, so we'll have 4 more parts after this one, and then I will jump into a different tier. Like I said, I'm probably going to go into a lower tier next time around, probably either NU or PU. Haven't really decided what. If you have something that you want to see me play in one of these sessions, feel free to write in the comment section below what you would like to see. Also, if you want to see me use a specific set or a specific Pokemon and give it a try, and you know, you just want to see somebody use it before maybe you use it, or you know, if you want to get ideas on how to use certain Pokemon, I don't really know, feel free to leave that in the comment section below as well, because you guys know I'm always open for suggestions. I try to listen to what you guys have to say as much as possible. So I'm going to stop babbling now, and I will see you all for part 2 of this session, but until then, game on.